Yo, yo, yo. Hey, I'm Mark Buckner with the Mark Buckner Group at Compass Realty in Chicago. You thinking about moving to Chicago? Worried about making a mistake? Fearful you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night in a panic attack wondering why you wasted all this time and money moving to Chicago? Well, let me break down the 5 crucial reasons why you shouldn't move or why your peers are moving out of here if you're between the ages of 26 to 36, all right? But before we get into that, be sure to click subscribe and the bell because we are talking about everything in Chicago, what it's like to live, eat, play, and work in Chicago. And so every time we post a new video, you'll get an update. All right, let's break down, reverse order, 5 cons, 5 reasons not to move to Chicago. Number 5 would be our weather. It's brutal cold here, so it's not for the weak, right? So if you don't like some snow, some bitter cold, sub-zero temps that feel like 30 below with a wind chill, times when your eyes are gonna tear up and freeze from the snow, we ain't for you, all right? No wimps here. So I'm born and bred. I know exactly what it's like. And then there's this other factor. Sometimes the winter's not as cold as it normally is, but it's just gray. We've gone 30 days in a row with no sunshine. So if you're prone to seasonal depression, I understand it's a real thing. Factor that in because it may not be for you. All right, con number 4, once again, reverse order, is the traffic. We were ranked the #1 city in the US for the worst traffic in 2022, according to CNBC. It's no joke, it makes me goofy. There's times I can just have to go 15 minutes, a 10-minute commute that in the early morning will only take me a short amount of time, but in rush hour going home will take me 60 minutes. That's 60 minutes of my life I'm not getting back. So if you're looking for a nice balance between work, play, your commute, Chicago may not be for you, but if it is, you may want to consider the option of living within walking distance of an L stop. It'll make it convenient and easier to get to work from your home. Con number 3 is our politics. We are known as the Windy City, not because of our wind, but because of our politics. Chicago, Illinois as a whole, has a long history of corruption. Many people have strong opinions about how the city should balance their budget, fund pensions, crime, how it's managed, and how we assess our taxes, especially for commercial properties. So factor that into your decision because that relates to the con number 2, which is the cost of living in Chicago, right? Real estate values, rental rates are been on the rise. There's no sign of it slowing down. So one of your biggest expenses is where you're going to live, and that is pretty hefty in Chicago, and it's not changing. The other thing, we have a state income tax there. So you're paying 4.95% on your income, and then our sales tax is $10.25 per dollar you spend. It can add up, especially if you're buying something pretty expensive. And then we have our real estate taxes, right? So on a purchase price, home value, you're paying 1.75 to 2% on that purchase annually. So if you bought a 2-bed, 2-bath condo for $500,000, you're paying $10,000 on that property annually. The property values are assessed every 3 years, right? They usually go up. You can appeal that, but they usually go up. And the one reason why they're going up, in addition to the values climbing, is that the formula that they use to calculate against that assessed value, that formula continues to go up. So not only are you paying $10,000 per year, those taxes are going to climb year after year after year. It gets pretty expensive. And con number 1, the main reason why people are fleeing Chicago or Chicago may not be right for you is our crime. You've heard about it, you've read about it, you've seen it on the news. Crime in Chicago has been on the rise. Some argue it dropped a little bit this year in the past couple years, but it's still a big factor. There's a lot more shootings, a lot more theft, a lot more carjackings and muggings. But crime can vary from neighborhood to neighborhood. So be sure you do your research or work with a broker who can help you with that research. Give you the tools so you can assess not just where there is high crime, but the different types of crime. That's also important to know, right? But If you're moving here, make sure you're not a victim, right? Get a little streetwise. Make sure your head's on a swivel. Grow some eyes behind your head so you're paying attention to your surroundings. I've taught my daughters since they were younger how to pay attention to your surroundings. Don't walk around or ride on the bus or the L with your earbuds on and your face in your phone. You got a bike, lock it up. Lock up the frame, lock up the tires, take your helmet. When you're parking your car, don't leave stuff in your car. People are just gonna break in and grab that backpack, and now you got a whole big expense to replace it. It's even happened to me when I've had stuff clearly hidden, right? So if this doesn't scare you away and you really wanna move to Chicago, give me a call, text, email me, day or night, weekends or holidays, we got your back. Because all I need is a little conversation with you to find out where you wanna be, what are your interests, how long of a commute you want, what type of walkable amenities you need, and I got your back. I'll find it for you.